The Hong Kong insider trading case against Segantii Capital Management and its founder, Simon Sadler, is being transferred to a higher court. Bloomberg's Minmin Low joins us now from outside the city's Eastern Magistrates Court. So, Minmin, what can you tell us about what happened today?
Yeah, the defendants had appeared in person in court today. We just saw Simon Sadler as well as Daniel La Rocca walk out of the courthouse separately just about half an hour ago. It was a very short hearing. The court is going to move this case up to the district court on July 2nd at 10:15 a.m. Now, what's significant about this is that the district court will be able to hand out longer sentences of up to 7 years, which is higher than what the magistrates court can hand out up to 3 years in prison. That's still lower than the maximum penalty for insider trading, though. The maximum penalty is 10 years in prison. The two defendants, Simon Sadler as well as Daniel La Rocca, they had not entered a plea the last time they appeared in court in early May. This time they're extending their bail on the same conditions, which was $1 million Hong Kong dollars for Simon Sadler and $500,000 for Daniel La Rocca. Now, the two defendants, interestingly, they were not sitting together in the courthouse. They also came and left separately as well. There's not a lot we can report today because there was no trial, no verdict. We'll have to wait for the next hearing to see what happens.
Okay, so no verdict, obviously, but did we get any more details on the charges that we heard from the hearing today?
Yeah, we did. There were a lot more details that were disclosed in the court documents. So Segantii had apparently traded over. They had sold more than $1.5 million. They have sold more than 1.5 million shares that they already own of Esprit back in June 2017. And separately, they had also short sold about 130,000 shares of Esprit. That's ahead of a block trade that was carried out in June 2017. So in total, they had sold over $1 million worth of Esprit's share. It was done through Segantii's own trading account as well as through UBS Securities. And they had gotten an insider tip from a man named Tony Sorianos. This man was working for Bank of America's Merrill Lynch back in 2017, but Merrill Lynch was not named in the court documents. So the arguments around this case will really center on how much information was shared with Segantii before the block trade, whether they knew of the scale of the block trade and whether they had acted on this non-public market-moving information. And according to our Bloomberg terminal data as well, we did see unusual price movements on Esprit's shares ahead of the block trade in June 2017. In the 2 days ahead of that trade, shares had fallen by 3% per day. And on the day of the block trade, it had plummeted 13%. And in all, Esprit had lost nearly 30% of its share value in 6 consecutive days of trading.